Welcome to this battlefield terrain tutorial. We've got an abandoned Imperial Desert City here in this episode. I'm going to share with you how this table's been put together. So stay tuned and we'll go through all the details for this setup for 10th edition 40k. So as per usual, I'll leave as many links as I can in the video description below. Love the theme of this board, an abandoned Imperial City. We've got a few burnt out rhinos on the board as well. So the starting foundation is your battle mat. This one's called Sands of Time. It's by gamemat.eu. This mat is 6x4 in size, so I put a perimeter fence running along the edge. You can get this mat in the 60x44 inch size for your regular games of 10th edition 40k. So they're made from the mouse mat material. I've actually got upside down mats here, just giving a nice tidy edge, but it's this material here. So the rubbery neoprene material, and then the design printed on top. They roll out nice and flat. They're nice and quiet for dice rolling, and get that clattering sound that you can get on other terrain surfaces, and then also very figure friendly as well. If models fall over, then they land on a nice soft surface. And the great thing about these, they give you a foundational colour scheme. So for this one, it's desert, but there's some details added on, like this cracked ground across here. There is some signs of civilization, which is nice for us playing on the city board. You've got these cobbled stones running across here. There's other ruined details around as well, but it just breaks up the desert sand quite nicely for us. It gives us our colour scheme. It's obviously desert sand. It's the theme running through here on this board. So I'll leave a link for this mat in the video description below. There's also a discount code for gamemat.eu, which is 11% off across the store. So it's going to be for everything they have, battle mats and pre-painted terrain sets from them, 11% off, and they are shipping globally, so they're able to ship this to you wherever you are across the world. So I've always been a massive fan for the desert theme. Plan to run my Tyranids on this with my brown basing, which will match in with this just perfectly. So very much looking forward to playing our games on here. The next stage is to build up the terrain. So dominated by these terrain pieces across here. These have been put together by SSWG Wargames Club, just club terrain here, but you'll recognise the terrain set. It's from Games Workshop, one of the older City Fight sets. Is it called, James? Yeah, the City Fight set that came out. Cities of Death came out years ago. Brilliant set, comes in sections like this, and you're able to build it in all different combinations. So building these in plastic, then basing them on like a thin chipboard, and then stones and scatter glued on. The whole thing's sprayed up. It looks like they've gone and stained it with like a rusty wash across the terrain. It's very simple but effective. And then for competitive and then for regular games, you need like some kind of footprint for ruins. And so when we play, we'll just use the hard edge across here. That'll give us the hard edge if we're going to play obscuring terrain on this. So really the terrain's like a feature, but we go by the hard edge of the actual footprint of the terrain piece as far as the rules are concerned. But I literally think, just looking at this, the details, all they've done is build it, base it, spray it in a desert yellow, and then put the rusty wash on, and that's about all the work that's been done. So there's some metallic I can see has been done across here on this industrial piece, but not too much. Very straightforward, so when you pull back and take a look at it, you've got a brilliant City Fight desert style terrain board. So that's your main terrain. There is obviously work involved, but paint wise not too much, and a few sets is going to stretch well on the table. Any of the terrain sets, the City Fight sets from Games Workshop, I've done a series of them down through the years, will do. So then, to fill out the board further, you can see these rocky outcrops. This is the Desert Rocks set from gamemat.eu. You get two of these. You get these smaller ones, which I've run through the gap here. You get two of them. And you get some larger ones as well. You got that one over there as a large piece, and this one across here. And it just complements the table perfectly. I don't think this has been colour adjusted at all. Perhaps a light dusting of the same spray that's been used to spray the buildings, just to key it all in, just to tone the terrain piece down. But these go in nicely, and it just gives us that nice rugged desert feel across the table, just to complement the City Fight terrain. Again, I'll leave a link for that in the video description below, but these come pre-painted, pre-made from gamemat.eu. Then, just as important really, for our tables is the finishing touches, the accessories. So a couple of burnt out rhinos. They have been based on a round grey base, like a chipboard base. So I've used sand just to cover that up, and then just to keep the main feature of the rhino. These look fantastic. We can play them as craters for the rules. There's one across there as well. I'll zoom in so you can see. Brilliant feature. It really helps give that 40k feel to the table. Then some Games Workshop terrain accessories. So tank traps, ammunition canisters across here, and these flak guns, just to show that the city is still being used defensively, still in Imperial hands. Some more tank traps, barricades across here as well. I've dotted them around. And the final finishing touch is just real sand, still with all the bits in, because I want it to look nice and realistic. So not too sieved and refined. I want it to still look quite natural. I've been careful not to completely cover the edges, because we need this as a reference for the edge of the terrain. So just a little piles, just to blend the terrain into the battle mat. Same with the terrain pieces across here. And then I've gone a bit heavier on this crater just to blend out the colour. I don't want this grey underneath that, so I wanted to cover it with the sand just to blend it in. But it really just helps to smooth the terrain gently into the battle mat. And then what's left running in between is the printed design from the original battle mat. So it all just keys in nicely and blends together to give us this desert board. So we're planning to film an Ultramarines versus Leviathan Tyranids. Should look great on this table. So links below for this one. Keep a lookout for more videos in this series, and as per usual, we'll fade out with some atmospheric music just to capture the flavour of this desert city board. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.